Hey guys, how's it going? It's Gersha from Technical Option Traders Inc. Hope you guys are having a great day. So let's start talking about what's going on with the market here. All right, the first thing first, we want to look at is the options flow. Is what I start to look at. Is it's getting very bullish here with SPY having big sweeps and block orders coming in around the 4600 for the SPX, 470 for SPY, right? So let's look at the chart here. The chart is showing us a big picture. So this is a wedge. It's breaking out here. You guys can clearly see that we set a low right about here on the daily time frame. But if we look at the weekly, just zoom out. This is the 100-day EMA, the green. We got the 50 and we got the 21-day EMA right about here. Okay. So if we look at these time frames, and it can clearly show us, okay, where we're headed. So this is right now showing us this is a pivot low that's put in right about here, and it's going about it's above 462. Next resistance level is about 472. So it looks like the market does want to go higher, right? And SPY is on its way up. So look at the daily time frame. We've had nice up days. This minor pullback about 444, then a nice move up. You can start to see the 100-day EMA is still up here. The 50 and the 21-day are still below it. We would like to see this cross upwards above it, so for a follow through. But now we've had continuous up days with declining volume. That's not something I am fond of. So with declining volume, our pullback is going to be an important one to watch, just to wait and see what's happening here. Is this pullback real? Is this rally real? Is this going to hold? We have a gap. We have a gap up here. So tomorrow or in the coming days, we can see this gap fill, and I want to watch and see how price reacts around these levels, right? If this level holds right here, for me, about the 443 level, if this holds, we can easily swing to about 472 as well as 479, right? So my confidence increases when I look at flow in options, which is what we just looked at a few moments ago. But right now, the sweeps are there, and the market is turning upwards. So let's have a look at on the triple Qs, right? So on the triple Qs, they're still in the supply zone, right? We have a big level at 371 sitting right about here. If we can get above 371, we can make our way up to 382. And once again, the volume on the Qs, on the other hand, is quite steady. RSI is above 50. It's starting to turn upwards, right, on the daily time frame. Let's look at the weekly here. The weekly, we're starting to see a breakout here that's forming, right? So the weekly is giving us a really good picture that this trend, the downtrend has ended, and for now, and it's starting to make like an uptrend for us, right? So this is a falling wedge as well on the weekly, and we can see the target price is about 383. But the other thing is, it's still forming a head and shoulder. Okay, so this level for us is important. This zone right here. Okay, so if this level fails about 382 and we reverse back and break 349 and 341, this move down is going to be quite substantial to the downside. And the same thing with the S&P 500. Okay, so it's already above this shoulder on the S&P. Okay, so this is something important to watch for. So if we can get above the 473, it's better for us as invest traders that we get above this level. Otherwise, we're going to see a move down. And if this level gets taken about 417, we're going way down, right? So there's something to be careful of, that this setup is happening on multiple time frames on SPY and the triple Qs. Okay, let's look at Dow Jones here. Dow Jones Industrial is doing fairly well. Okay, so this was a bear flag, clearly broke above it. You know, it's getting up there. So right now the Dow is doing really well with these levels right here. And as long as this resistance is broken, the Dow can climb back to new highs. But then again, the volume on Dow is very small, but there's more buying than selling right now. So that is giving us a sign of confidence. Once again, I do want to see about 342 level hold. Okay, this is an important level for me. This must hold. Okay, so if this does not hold, we're going to see a pullback that's going to go back to 326. Okay, so just watching this level here. On the weekly time frame, you guys can see the importance of this level. It tested it, it bounced back above. If this breaks, this candle can be filled. Okay, and you guys can see it respected the 100-day EMA very nicely. So it's moving above that. So let's look at IWM. IWM on the weekly, it's moving nice above, and this is a big level that it was holding. This is a consolidation zone for IWM. If it can get back above this level and start consolidating in this zone, IWM can fill its way back up. Okay. If it does not, if this fails here, we can see a big move down as well. So there's two ways this could go. Right now, the EMA is the way they're going. The 50 is high, the 20 is below the 50. So this is that bearish crossover right about there. And now we have the 100-day right here on our daily. If we look at it, the 100 is above, the 20 and the 50 are below it. And so we need these EMAs to get above. We need momentum to pick up on these stocks. But then again, keep in mind, March has been seasonally bullish. April, not so much. So we are heading into April. So keep that in mind, that April can be a really interesting month for us. Okay. So let's look at VIX. VIX is still holding here. So these are the swings that I have on it. So this looks like almost like an inverted head and shoulders here. But if it can get above the 30 level here, it'll be really big on the weekly. So we got head and shoulder forming on the S&P, the QQQ on the daily, which is bearish, and we got an inverted head and shoulder almost showing up on the VIX. So if this does pan out, the VIX would need to close above this level right here, and we can shoot up to at least 69. If this fails, then VIX is going back to about 17. Okay, so this is interesting, right? Because on one side we're getting head and shoulders on S&P QQQ, on the VIX we're getting an inverted head and shoulder, right? So this is something to keep in mind for, and be careful when you're investing. Keep an eye on that. But the other thing to keep in mind is the ETF and the sectors right here. So the sectors that are strong right now, we got airlines, semiconductors that did really well. But you can look at the airline sector right here. It is giving us an indication of almost like a bull flag right now. Right, so this is Jets. If Jets breaks out of this, we can easily go and test 28. Semiconductors also giving us sort of a head and shoulder a bull flag formation on the monthly time frame. Okay, working out in the weekly so far, and the daily it's holding in that range, right? So semiconductors will be interesting to watch. Then we have consumer discretionary, which is also breaking out of this downtrend line. We got big levels up here. So once again, important resistance to watch around 194 on the ETFs of consumer discretionary. Okay, and we have XLF financials. Financials are strong. The EMAs are getting tight here. They are about to break out here. So this is something interesting to keep in mind of. So if the market does run and is led by consumer discretionary financials, it'll be really good. And then tech is building up here as well. Tech also had this head and shoulder pattern going on, right? So we'll have to be careful of this right here. So this is an important level at 163. Price needs to get above it. Buyers do need to come in. Unfortunately, if they do not, possibility of a down move, or we're going to get a move to the upside here. So it's important to watch these levels right here on tech, which is around 163, and the level at 156. So this is an important zone for tech right now. This can break or make or break the markets. Okay, so today is on the rally. Today we had oil come down a little bit, but you see it's come back up, right? So today the price action on oil was interesting. It broke down and it's recovered a little bit since then. Okay, so XLE Energy, same thing. It broke down, but it recovered. So these defensive sectors need to break before we start really building our bullish sentiment. The defensive sectors are holding, and it could really impact the way we're trading right now. Okay, so the money has to flow out. Right, so today was a good green day for XLE. This is something to be careful of. Okay, so this should be falling, but they're not. The other thing we want to pay attention to is the commodities. The commodities looks like they have just stalled here a little bit. Okay, so however, you can see the EMAs that they're very bullish right now. Right, the price action on it is very bullish. We can see this huge buildup right here in volume. So we want to see a same amount of selling if it's actually going to happen, or is this just profit taking that happened really quick? And now we want to see what the commodities do here. If commodities keep continuing to rise, it may not be bullish for equities. Okay, so keep that in mind. Stay safe, trade smart. Okay, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.